This module covers laying a solid strip timber floor over a concrete slab. It's a common flooring system in Australian houses and apartments. You'll learn the best practice for laying these floors, including solid timber flooring that is site sanded and coated solid strip floors, pre-finished solid strip floor, and parquetry. Engineered bamboo and laminate flooring that is adhesive fixed, not applicable to laminate, and a floated flooring system. One of the principles for a successful installation is not to lay the floor unless being confident that it will work. Now, this may sound obvious, however, timber floors can be affected by both environmental conditions after laying and also changes in subfloors and subfloor spaces over time. This can be difficult to assess, so be prepared to test and evaluate the anticipated internal climate and external seasonal weather conditions. There are standard practice instructions provided by the ATFA and product manufacturers that must be followed when laying a timber floor over a concrete slab. An example of product installation instruction is, this product is more suited to internal conditions of 40% to 65% relative humidity. The subfloor must be flat to within 2 millimeters per metre. Check and document moisture content of the subfloor with the appropriate moisture test. These instructions tell you the best internal conditions for your floor, information about the subfloor, and the testing you need to do to ensure best performance. These are all necessary parts of installing the best flooring system. The first step is to know your product. Every product comes with its own set of requirements, whether from the manufacturer or an industry body. It's important to be familiar with this information. Second, you need to know your installation environment, making sure that floor and subfloor conditions are suitable for the chosen flooring product. It's vital to proper installation. The third and final step is to install the floor, after you've satisfied steps 1 and 2. Slab flatness is particularly important, especially with adhesive fixed flooring and floated floors. Levelling the slab can be done by grinding or using a levelling compound over a primed surface. The photo on the left shows a slab ready to be levelled using a combination of these techniques. The low point in the slab has been primed ready for levelling, and the red markings show a higher area ready for grinding. To measure slab flatness, a straight edge is simply rested on the slab and the deviation beneath it measured. Note that slab flatness is not how level the slab is. A ramp can be flat, but it is not level. The second photo shows a slab being ground, which not only flattens out high spots, but it will also clean up any contaminants on the slab. This is particularly important when flooring is adhesive fixed. Before laying timber flooring over a slab, moisture levels need to be measured to ensure a slab is dry and at an appropriate moisture content. A flooring contractor will assess the moisture levels and decide whether additional protection like a layer of builder's plastic is necessary. The photo on the left shows a moisture vapour barrier being applied to a slab for extra protection. The photo on the right shows high moisture readings on both flooring and a slab, which will affect the floor's performance. When direct adhesively fixing a floor to a slab, it's important to remember to remove surface contaminants, including curing compounds, paint, and old adhesives. This is to ensure the new adhesive can bond properly to the surface. It's also crucial to test for slab integrity. Consider rain damage, latency, and surface integrity. Slabs need to be strong with adhesive fixed floors. If they do not resist indentation when hit firmly or can be gouged with a screwdriver, they must be ground or shot blasted back to a firm, hard surface. There are different methods for fixing flooring to a concrete subfloor. Solid timber flooring that has been site sanded and coated, pre-finished solid floors, or parquetry flooring must be fixed directly to the subfloor. Engineered timber or bamboo flooring can be either floated or fixed, though bamboo is mainly floated. Laminate flooring must be floated over the subfloor. The table here gives a rundown of the appropriate installation methods for each flooring type. Note the difference in Western Australia and strand-woven bamboo. This diagram can be found in many industry publications. It shows the installation process of 19mm thick solid timber flooring to plywood over a concrete slab. Some aspects to be aware of with this method of installation are: black 200 micron builder's plastic is recommended under the plywood. It is lapped by about 200mm and the joints taped with a water-resistant tape. This is primarily a slab moisture vapour barrier, but when brought to the height of the floor, it can also prevent damage from any minor building leaks. The plywood is pinned to the slab with driver pins. These provide a robust fixing that can withstand the forces generated by an expanding floor. Although the pins penetrate the plastic, this has little consequence on the plastic layer, effectively stopping moisture transmission from the slab. The flooring can be installed by various methods, but often adhesive is used in conjunction with mechanical fixings. Some care is needed if considering 130mm wide boards, as most manufacturers only recommend this board size for top nailing into battens or joists. Note also that with secretly fixed floors, some top nailing near walls is to be expected. Now let's look at installing thinner overlay floorboards. Board widths up to 180mm by 14mm can be secretly fixed to the plywood subfloor. The method of installing the plywood subfloor to the slab does not change. Floors are fixed with adhesive and mechanical fixings, although with thinner flooring, a full bed of adhesive is used. Note that with pre-finished solid overlay, there is generally no top nailing near walls, and intermediate expansion allowance is provided with gaps, not cork joints. Boards are often adhesive fixed and weighted near walls until the adhesive cures. The photos show the spike type fixings that are used in plywood and battens, and a full bed of adhesive ready for boards to be laid. Another way of installing solid timber flooring over concrete is to use battens instead of plywood. The battens can be spike fixed into the slab, and a layer of builder's plastic is usually placed under the battens as a moisture vapour barrier. Battens may be 19mm thick, high-density hardwood, 35mm thick, medium-density hardwood, or 35mm thick pine. Top nailing or secret fixing is acceptable, although boards wider than 135mm should be top nailed into thicker 35mm thick battens. The photo shows the two types of mechanical fixings, staples and cleats. For solid timber and parquetry floors, a subfloor evaluation and preparation is essential. Poor bonding and hollow patches that will need repairing can result from poor attention to detail. You must allow for expansion when laying these floor types, but due to the nature of the products and their installation methods, less allowance than usual is necessary. The photo on the left shows a Jarrah floor in a Perth home, with the concrete nails in the inset photo. The photo to the right shows a block parquetry floor which has an attractive appearance thanks to both the species and pattern used. Bamboo may be adhesive fixed to slabs, although many manufacturers do not recommend or permit it due to cases of cupping. Engineered flooring is often direct adhesive fixed and weighted while the adhesive cures. Correct subfloor evaluation and preparation is essential for both floor types. Remember that products are different, and that the manufacturer's instructions for each product must be followed. Wide, long boards, like the ones shown in the photo, need a very flat subfloor for optimal performance. Narrower, shorter boards can be laid on a less optimal subfloor. Many floors laid over a concrete slab are floating floors, which means the floorboards are joined to each other and not fixed to the subfloor. The floors are segmented into rafts that float on the underlay, with the rafts separated by expansion or control joints. The joints provide additional space to allow for seasonal shrinkage and expansion and for differences in lateral movement between rafts. The installation method for each of these products is similar, but each product is very different, so it is essential to follow the manufacturer's installation instructions. The greatest differences are in the requirements for expansion and control joints and subfloor flatness. That wraps up our discussion about the installation requirements for timber floors over concrete slabs. The key points we covered were: all flooring types discussed can be laid over concrete slabs, but methods differ between product types, and some methods are only suitable for particular products and locations. There are 3 steps to a successful installation. Know and understand the characteristics of the product being laid, assess the installation and expected in-service environment, and based on these, adjust the laying practice to optimise performance. Appropriate and correct assessment of the slab's flatness and dryness, and for adhesive fixed floors, how clean and sound they are, is essential. If you are not confident that the installation will work, you should not lay the floor.